So much rain. We don't know when to run out.
Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's starting to enjoy the good food. Best guacamole I've ever had, so good. So enjoy. Right now, I'd like to introduce Gail Spreen. She was married to Dennis Downs, who was one of the gallery's founding members and has supported the gallery throughout the years, as does Gail now. So Gail's carrying on his legacy, and she is going to present us with some information. Some of it is things that she's continuing to do to keep this spirit alive, and she's going to talk about all the great stuff that's going on.
Thank you so much. So my name is Gail Spreen, Dennis Downs' wife, and a lucky wife I was. First I just have to say, sorry, how to get over this? So when Dennis was in hospice, there were 5 bald eagles that were hanging over the house during his 5 weeks of hospice. When he passed away, all the bald eagles were gone, and we continue to have very strange sightings of bald eagles in all different weird situations. So, and I'm keeping track of all the stories, which is very fun. But when I went into the gallery last week on Main Street, I was getting tickets, and I saw this beautiful painting of this beautiful bald eagle. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to buy it. And so I just want to thank Helmut. Where are you, Helmut? Helmut Rosenberg is the painter. Does it stand up, Helmut? There you go. He did a beautiful job. And I thank him. I'm going to take great care of it, and I'll be looking at it every day. Thank you, Helmut. Great to meet you. So that is very special. So I think some of you probably don't know the impact Dennis has had on Antioch as well as the Arts Foundation. But just a few things that Dennis had done in the past, and then I'll just mention some of the things that we are continuing to do to carry on Dennis's legacy. So I think a lot of you know, because it's right next to the gallery, the trail marker tree, the bronze trail marker tree that is next to the gallery in the gardens. And I'd like to thank Cindy Cartner for the beautiful garden club and how gorgeous the gardens are that go there. I just love it. It's so beautiful. So we have the trail marker tree that is there. Dennis also did the statue of Cap Streeter, the bronze sculpture that's downtown that Streeterville is named after. And so he is very well known downtown as well. It's right by Navy Pier, if you guys know where that is. In addition to that, Dennis and I did a documentary on the history of the Streeterville area, so that is on YouTube. And we are, it's constantly being used all the time by all different people teaching them about Streeterville. So I just love that the story, because it's probably 3 years old now, but people continue to use it to educate others about the neighborhood. So that's neat. Dennis also we have an island up in Canada, north of Sault Ste. Marie on the east side of Lake Superior. And Dennis built a log cabin on that island by taking the trees down, peeling them, taking them over to the site, and actually building it by hand with no equipment. So that is on barbarianshelter.com. And I have just a little flyer here that kind of walks you through all the different steps. So he was a very unique guy, quite different than a lot of his friends, we'll say. So after Dennis passed away, we are carrying on a lot of his work. And so one of the things that happened downtown Chicago is in front of Cap Streeter, Alderman Hopkins has done an honorary street sign for Dennis Downs. It goes from Grand Avenue to McClurg. So that is really a neat thing to have. So we get to see his signs every day, and then he gets remembered. So that's very cool. Then last fall, we Dennis actually had done this bronze trail marker tree sculpture before he passed away, and it was going to northern Michigan, up by Charlevoix, Harbor Springs, Petoskey. It's in a 18-hole golf course that was given over to this conservation group, and they're making trails, and they did a labyrinth and hiking trails, biking trails. And so the trail marker tree is there, and it is pointing up to the labyrinth, and is kind of seen from either parking lot you park in, and so it's kind of an entrance to the whole park. So that's super cool. So that got done this year. And actually when we did that, because it's a hiking and biking trail, we made some really fun sports packs so they could have those, so everybody up there could have their little backpack when they would hike and bike. Just this year, what we did is we just did with the Deerfield Park District this spring. This is something, again, Dennis was working on with some guys from the Park District earlier, that there's a trail marker tree in Demise, and they wanted to try to do what they could to save it. So they had it fenced and everything, so nobody would do anything with it. But Dennis told them, you have to plant another tree next to it, and then we can bend it. But it has to establish for a couple of years before you could actually bend it. So in the meantime, Dennis passed away, but these guys still wanted to do the tree bending. So it's actually called Trail Tree Park. And it's in the Deerfield Park District in Deerfield. And so we had a great celebration there. And again, all these people are keeping the history of the trail trees alive, which is one of the things that Dennis definitely wanted to do. He was like the Johnny Appleseed of bringing this whole history back of the trail marker trees. And so now there's groups around the country that are talking about it. And if you guys are online at all, oh my gosh, there's stories all the time of people like saying, oh, I think I have a trail marker tree, and which is fun. So one of the things we also did is we've given out 3 scholarships at Glenbrook North to art students to keep the passion of art going with the young people. So I got to help pick the criteria. So it was not on academics, which you could believe was probably not Dennis's greatest accomplishment. However, it was on passion and never giving up. And all of you as art people know that, you know what, to make your career as a professional artist is not the easiest thing in the world. I always told them you pick the hardest career ever you could ever pick. I sell condos. Either it works for you or it doesn't. He's selling his soul when he is, painting and selling art. But we are giving out every year, we're giving a Dennis Downs Native American Trail Marker Tree Award out to someone who is going to keep the history alive as well. So we gave our first one out in Madison, Wisconsin to, she's a professor out of St. Paul who teaches Ojibwe, and she teaches all these things on trails in northern Michigan and Wisconsin, and she's bringing trail marker trees into all of her education. So that is a real positive. And then this is still upcoming. So Dennis is Basque, and he loved, his mom is Basque they're from, the Basque country is in northeastern Spain. And Dennis had done this bronze sculpture of a Basque dancer. So back in 1994, the Basque country got their autonomy from Spain. And so they had all the dignitaries in Washington, D.C., and Dennis's cousins were famous Basque dancers. And so there was a really great article with Maury, his cousin, dancing. And Dennis took that picture and made a bronze of it. And so we are, Hialdi is a big, huge Basque celebration in Boise, Idaho, which actually has the largest concentration of Basque people outside of the Basque country. And so every 5 years they have Hialdi. And this is the first time in 10 years because of COVID. And so we are taking the Basque dancer based on his cousin Maury and dedicating it to the Basque Museum there. And so we are doing a whole celebration at the Basque Museum in Boise in a couple weeks. So everything will continue on, all of his work. We have a lot of lectures coming up that Andrew Johnson, the Native American Chamber of Commerce of Illinois' executive director, is helping me in helping to do all our lectures. So we continue working on keeping the history alive, and that's not all I got. I got one more thing. Okay. Every year, Dennis and I and another lady, Janelle Joseph, would always give a check to the Antioch Fine Arts Foundation. So I would like to present our check for $500 to the Arts Foundation, whoever would like to come up and grab it. Oh, nice. So we thank you for everything the Arts Foundation has done. And you know what Dennis always said, support the arts. So get over there and sign on those clipboards and help the Arts Foundation. So thank you. Tommy, and it's a little recognition. I don't remember. Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, carry on.
Very good.
Yes. Oh, not done yet.